Hello everyone and welcome to iXambi. In this video, I'm going to talk about data analytics topic which belong to SEBI IT, and here I'm going to discuss data frame in the data analytics section. So I will show you the introduction of the data frames, and then I will show you some codes to run some basic commands, or you can say some basic code on the data frames. So let's first understand what is a data frame in R. So basically, tabular data is referred by the data frame in R, and in particular, it is a data structure basically which represents that how many observations we have, whatever observations we want to store, those all observation will be stored by the means of rows and the measurements columns. So we can have the observation, the number of observations that we have, they are represented in the rows, and the measurements for them are represented in columns. Okay. So basically it is as similar to a table or a data structure which is used to store the data in a specific format. A data frame is being used for storing data tables. The vectors that are contained in the form of the list in the data frame are of equal length. So these are the basic of the data frame. A data frame is an array, remember that, but unlike array, the data that we store in the column of the data frame can be of various type. So array are homogeneous, but data frames are heterogeneous in nature. It means that one column might have numeric, other might have some other type of data type, and other might have character, string, or something like that. So here all the columns have to be of the same length. That is the restriction that we have here. Okay. So this particular restriction is put on the data frames that the columns have to be half of the same length, but you can still have heterogeneous data in your data frames. Now, the characteristics of the data frame in R, the column name should be non-empty. We already know that if we have one column, if we are defining something, it cannot be empty. The rows name should be unique. The data frame can hold the data which can be of numeric, character, or a factor type. Nothing more than that, only for these three things. Each column should contain the same number of data items. So these all things are there that you have to take care when you are making a data frame, or you are trying to access any data frame, or you are working with the data frames. So these all things about the introduction about the data frame. Now let's move on to creating a data frame. How you create a data frame. So you can see there is a code snippet, and here you can just see how I'm creating a data frame. So basically I'm trying to create a data frame with the name as employee data, and I'm trying to put employee ID, employee name, employee salary, the joining date, and the some factors as like string as factor, which I'm initializing to true and false. So you can see here whatever data I'm trying to put here, employee ID is in the range from 1 to 5. So how many employees I am having? I'm having 5 employees by the names of James, Harry, Snizen, Jim, and Oliver. And corresponding to them, I'm putting the salaries. Okay. Then the joining date, I have to convert that particular type as that the date type, so that I can do some date related operations on that. And then I'm just making my data frame like this. So now once you fire this kind of code, your data frame will get created. So this is how you create a data frame. Okay. Now, how to print that data frame. So we created a data frame with the employee data. Now we want to print that employee data frame. So we just have to write print and the employee data name. That is the employee data, which is the name of the data frame that we are having. So it is very simple. Just you put the print, and in the bracket, you just put the name of the data frame, and it will just show you in the form of table. You can see here the insertion was not in the form of table, but you can see the results are very well managed, and they are one-to-one mapped as well, right? Now let's move to the further operations in the database, in the data frame basically. So data structures, data frame. How to get the structure of the data frame? Like if you don't know what is the structure of your data frame, you might have not been working, you might not be the creator of that, then how you want to get the structure of the data frame? So you just write str and then in the bracket the name of the data frame, and you will get how many observations are there. So there are 5 observations for 4 variables. What are these variables? These variables are employee ID, employee name, salary, and joining date. So as I said earlier, columns will be the variables and rows will be the number of observations, right? So the measurements that you have for every row will be in the column, and then you have unique columns and the unique rows. Okay, so here you will get the structure of the data along with the data which is actually stored. So here you will get to know what is the data type which is stored everywhere, like employee data, employee name, salary, joining data, and all those things. You can easily get to know these all stuff. Okay, then getting a specific column from the data frame. If you just want to get some specific column, you don't want to get the entire structure, how you can do that? You can still do that by putting what you want from the data frame. So you can just take one kind of temporary variable for the data frame as an output, and you can just insert by the command data.frame, and whatever data you want to extract from the data frame, just put the names there, and you just print the output which will be holding your temporary result, and you just print it. Okay, so this is the way how you get specific columns from the data frame when you don't want the entire scenario. Now, how you expand the data frame and how you add the columns there. So let's say you want to expand your data frame by adding some extra columns which are originally not the part of your data frame. So how you do it? So you just take that data frame and you insert into that particular data. So here employee data, you are going to insert a department kind of a column there, and you just want to have individual data there. Then whatever you have, you just put that into the out, like out or output temporary thing, like we printed the data frame earlier, and then you try to print out. You will see that now you don't have only 4 list of measurements, you have now one extra measurement which is called as the department. So this is the way how you can insert or you can expand the data frame by adding a column. Now the next one is for binding two data frames. So how you bind two data frames? There are 2 possible ways of doing it. One is for creation of the new data frame. So you can create a new data frame. Like first step is to create a new data frame basically. So right now we are only dealing with one data frame. So for binding 2 data frames, we should have 2 data frames. So I will create a new data frame by employee new data, let's say, and then similarly the creation will be same. Once I create it, now what I'll do, I'll bind them with the command rbind, or the function basically rbind function. Okay, so whatever and in whichever you want to bind, okay, which one will have the final result, something like that. So this employee out data, I want to bind it with the employee data that I have. Okay, so the original employee out data will be replaced basically with the binding of employee data and employee new data, and altogether if I put it on the output or the console, I will get the data which is the part of employee data as well as employee new data. So this is the scenario for the entire case, and how you operate on the basic operations of the data frame. And data frames are definitely very important, and these are some of the basic commands which will help you to get yourself onboarded with the data frame concept of data analytics. So that was all from my side on data frames. You can read more in detail about these particular methods and can filter out and can do some experiment in your own way, how you want to play around with these particular methods. So if you like this video, do hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you are still an unsubscribed user, hit the bell icon so that you never miss an update from our side. Also, you can prepare 50% faster with iXambi by enrolling to our iXambi app, which is available in the Google Play Store. You can just use your phone for more reading time in order to decrease the other activities on your phone. So if you still have any doubts or any commands or any queries for us, we are here at your service, and you can give us a call on the number which is flashed on the screen right now, or you can write us a mail to us, that is hello@ixambi.com. Or if you want to go directly check out our courses or the demo courses, anything that is related to your exams, you can go and look for them on our website, that is www.ixambi.com. So that was all from my side. I hope this video was beneficial for you. We'll keep bringing such more videos and Till that time, keep practicing and stay updated.